Listen to me closely, because this message is not random. It is not a coincidence that you are reading these words at this exact moment. Heaven has been watching, and the time has come for the truth to be revealed. Something is stirring in the darkness around you, a whisper in the shadows, subtle yet venomous. It is not a storm that strikes loudly, but a poison that seeps quietly, drop by drop, into the ears of those around you. Yes, a rumor has been born, not just any rumor, but one carefully crafted by envy, jealousy, and deep-rooted insecurity. It speaks of your eyes, not merely your physical eyes, but the way you see, the way you perceive, and the light that flows through your vision. They are intimidated by it. They cannot understand it. And because they cannot possess what you carry, they have chosen to distort it. Archangel Michael says, "Be alert, beloved soul." A network of whispers has formed behind your back, and it is growing with each passing day. This is no ordinary gossip. It is strategic. Words are being spoken with the intent to twist how others see you, to blind them to your goodness, and to sow seeds of doubt in the minds of those closest to you. It is happening in places you would least expect, among friends, co-workers, even within circles you once trusted. But make no mistake, the enemy does not waste energy on the ordinary. This level of spiritual attack only comes against someone marked by divine purpose. The reason this rumor exists is because you are carrying something powerful, something destined to influence and awaken. Your sight, your ability to discern truth, to see through deception, to envision what others cannot, terrifies those who walk in darkness. And so they try to silence the vision by assassinating the vessel. Do not allow fear to take root in your heart. The very fact that this is happening is proof that you are dangerous to the plans of darkness. Heaven has dispatched angels to guard your reputation, to expose lies, and to turn falsehood into testimony. What was meant to shame you will become the stage for your elevation. Still, this is a critical hour. The Spirit is warning you. Be vigilant, be discerning, and above all, be grounded in who you are. The truth will always outshine deception, but only if you refuse to shrink back. Stand tall, for the shadows cannot silence the light. And know this, every whisper that tries to define you will soon become the sound of your victory. This is only the beginning. What you are about to uncover will shake you, but it will also set you free. Stay with me, because in the next moments, the source of this whisper will be revealed. You must understand this clearly. Rumors are never born in silence. They do not appear out of thin air. They are planted, watered, and nurtured by someone with intention. And the one behind this particular rumor is not an accidental participant. They are a calculated instigator, a person who once smiled in your face while quietly studying your every move. The truth is, the source of this whisper has always been close. It is rarely a stranger who spreads the most dangerous lies. It is almost always someone who knows your story, someone who has walked in your circle, and someone who has felt the sting of their own inadequacy next to your light. This person has watched you rise in strength, and instead of celebrating you, they became consumed by the bitterness of comparison. Archangel Michael is revealing this. The origin of the rumor is a wounded heart hiding behind a friendly mask. They once admired you. They once even wished to be like you. But admiration turned into resentment the moment they realized they could not match your resilience, your favor, or the divine grace that seems to follow you everywhere. So they began small, a subtle comment here, a passive-aggressive joke there. At first, it seemed harmless. But when they noticed people listening, they fed it more. They twisted your actions, reinterpreted your intentions, and began painting a false picture of who you are. And now, what started as a single whisper has become a story retold by many mouths, none of whom know the truth. But listen, this is not just a social betrayal. It is spiritual warfare. The enemy often uses insecurity as a vessel to launch attacks, and this person became a willing tool. What they are spreading is not just a rumor, it's a weapon of distraction, designed to turn eyes away from your purpose and place the spotlight on lies. If people believe the story, they might doubt your character. If they doubt your character, they might distance themselves. And if they distance themselves, the enemy thinks he can isolate you. But here is the truth the enemy never considered. Isolation is where God refines and elevates his chosen. They believe they are burying your name, but heaven is about to resurrect it with greater glory. They think they are damaging your reputation, but God will use even their lies as proof of your authenticity. Every accusation they make will become evidence of your strength, and every falsehood will be a stepping stone to your next season. Still, Archangel Michael warns, do not confront this person in rage. Do not expose them with bitterness. The moment you fight fire with fire, you step into their game. Instead, respond with silence and strategy. Let your fruit speak louder than their words. Let your integrity dismantle their narrative. And above all, pray for their heart, because their actions are rooted not in hatred, but in deep brokenness. Understand this too. The revelation of the source is not given to you so you can seek revenge. It is given so you can establish boundaries. Not everyone who sits at your table deserves to eat from your harvest. Sometimes, divine love means distance. And this is one of those times. Heaven is calling you to protect your space, shield your vision, and cut off access from anyone who chooses to speak against what God is doing in your life. This season is not about exposure, it's about elevation. And often, exposure is simply a side effect of heaven preparing the stage. The one behind the rumor is already losing influence. The same mouths that once believed them will soon question their integrity. And when the dust settles, it will not be your name that is tarnished, it will be theirs. So breathe. Do not fear the source of this whisper. They may speak behind your back, but they cannot stop what's ahead of you. They may throw shadows, but they cannot dim your light. Their words may echo for a moment, but your purpose will echo for eternity. This is your confirmation. The one trying to tear you down is already being removed from the foundation God is building beneath you. The rumor will collapse under the weight of truth. And when it does, every eye that doubted you will see you rise higher than they ever imagined. The shadows have spoken. But now heaven is preparing to speak louder. And the next part of this revelation will uncover exactly how far these lies have spread, and what they were designed to destroy. Stay with me. The deeper layer is about to unfold. The rumor is no longer just a whisper, it has taken on a life of its own. Like smoke carried by the wind, it is moving through rooms you haven't even walked into yet. It has passed from conversation to conversation, from one curious ear to another. And each time it is told, it grows a little more distorted, a little more poisonous. This is how darkness works. It doesn't need proof, it only needs willing mouths. The enemy knows that if a lie is repeated enough times, it begins to sound like truth. And so, one person heard it and passed it to another. Someone else added a detail. Another twisted the meaning. And before long, a false image of you was born, an image crafted not by reality, but by resentment and envy. Archangel Michael is showing this clearly. People are not only talking about you, they are forming opinions based on things that never even happened. Some are questioning your motives. Others are doubting your character. And a few, the most dangerous of all, are secretly hoping the rumor is true because it makes them feel better about their own shortcomings. But here's the deeper danger. This rumor is not just traveling through conversations, it's being carried through digital spaces. It's in private messages, group chats, social media whispers, and coded posts that are designed to point fingers without saying your name. People who once clapped for you are now watching you with suspicion, and some who claimed loyalty are now silently withdrawing. Do not be alarmed, this is not a sign of your failure. It is a sign of your elevation. When God prepares to expand someone's territory, opposition always increases. Lies are often the enemy's last attempt to shake your foundation before breakthrough arrives. That's why this storm has intensified, not because you're weak, but because you're about to step into something powerful. And yet, Michael's warning is clear. You must not feed the fire. Every time you respond to a rumor with anger, you give it fuel. Every time you try to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you, you give them power. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. The righteous do not waste their breath defending themselves against lies. They let their fruit speak. And your fruit, your consistency, your compassion, your calling, will speak louder than their gossip ever could. However, do not confuse silence with passivity. There are steps you must take. Guard your circle. Not everyone who listens deserves access. Distance yourself from those who amplify negativity. Protect your peace. Do not allow anxiety to steal your sleep. Lies cannot destroy what God built. Strengthen your voice. When the time is right, speak the truth once, firmly and clearly, and let it stand. The spreading of this rumor is also revealing something important: who is truly for you, and who is only around for what you could offer. Some are showing their true colors now. Believe them. This season is removing superficial connections and preparing you for divine relationships built on trust and truth. Archangel Michael wants you to know this. You are not losing people. You are being refined. You are not being humiliated. You are being prepared. The rumor may travel far, but it will never outrun God's plan. And while they waste time speaking your name, heaven is busy elevating it. The spreading of the lie is almost complete, and that is a good thing. Because once it reaches its peak, the truth will burst forth like light through darkness. And when it does, every tongue that spoke against you will have no choice but to fall silent. Now, beloved, the question becomes, why? Why would heaven allow such a rumor to grow and spread so widely? There is a reason, and it's deeper than you think. It's not just about gossip. It's about a divine separation and a hidden purpose that is being fulfilled even in this pain. That purpose, and the motives behind the whispers, are what we uncover next. Beloved, now that the rumor is out and its echo is moving through places you've never been, the question you must ask is this: why? Why would someone invest so much energy, so much time, so much poison into tarnishing your name? The truth is deeper than gossip. This isn't about idle talk, it's about intention. Archangel Michael is revealing this plainly. There are 3 hidden motives behind this storm, and once you understand them, the confusion in your spirit will turn into clarity and power. 1. Jealousy disguised as judgment. The most common root of such rumors is envy, a silent, festering bitterness that refuses to celebrate your success. This person sees something in you that they wish they had: resilience, favor, divine purpose, light. But instead of using that as motivation to grow, they use it as a reason to tear you down. They believe that if they can lower people's perception of you, they can lift themselves higher. They want to make you smaller because your greatness exposes their mediocrity. 2. Fear of your rise. You may not even see it yet, but heaven does. You are on the edge of a major elevation. The enemy knows this. And when someone is destined for promotion, hell often tries to discredit them before they arrive. The rumor is a preemptive strike. It's designed to make people question you before you step into the spotlight. It's meant to build resistance so that when your blessing arrives, you'll have to fight harder to claim it. But what they fail to understand is this: what God ordains, no lie can overturn. If heaven has written your promotion, no rumor can rewrite it. 3. A desperate attempt to control your narrative. There are people who once had power over how others saw you, and now they are losing that control. Maybe you are healing. Maybe you are growing. Maybe you are breaking free from their manipulation. And that terrifies them. So, they spread stories to keep others trapped in the version of you they want them to believe. They fear the truth of who you are becoming, so they fight to anchor you to a false past. But here is the revelation that heaven wants you to hold on to. Every rumor is evidence that your transformation is visible. People do not talk about those who are stagnant. They talk about those who are moving. They attack those who are rising. They try to rewrite the stories of those who are rewriting history. If lies are swirling around you, it means your light is breaking through the clouds, and the darkness is trembling. Beloved, do not despise this season. What was meant to destroy you will become your testimony. The very people who mock you now will one day marvel at how God used even their betrayal to bless you. And the same mouths that spread lies will be forced to proclaim the truth. This is the real motive behind the storm: to test your endurance, to refine your faith, and to prepare your table in the presence of those who doubted you. Heaven is not worried, and neither should you be. The one who sees the end from the beginning has already turned this rumor into a revelation of your resilience. Now that you know why this storm was unleashed, the final piece remains: how to respond. Because knowledge without action is powerless, and heaven is about to show you how to rise above this attack without losing your peace or purpose. Prepare your spirit. The next part of this message is not just instruction, it's a battle plan. And if you follow it, no rumor, no lie, no enemy will ever have power over your destiny again. Beloved, now that the truth is before you, the source of the rumor, the way it's spreading, and the motives behind it, the question becomes, what do you do now? How do you rise above this without letting bitterness or fear infect your soul? Archangel Michael's answer is simple but powerful. Respond not as the world does, but as heaven commands. The first step is silence over reaction. The enemy's goal is to provoke you into self-sabotage, to make you lash out, defend yourself in anger, or say things you'll regret. But silence is not weakness, it's authority under control. When you refuse to respond in the way your enemies expect, you rob them of the satisfaction of seeing you shaken. Let your actions, your consistency, and your grace speak louder than any rumor ever could. The second step is boundaries over exposure. You don't need to expose every liar or confront every betrayer. Instead, discern who no longer deserves access to you. It's not about hate, it's about protection. Some people were only sent to observe you, not to walk with you. And now that their intentions are clear, it's time to close the door gently but firmly. Third, prayer over revenge. This is perhaps the hardest step, but also the most powerful. When you pray for those who slander you, you break the cycle of bitterness. You shift the battle from the physical to the spiritual, where you have divine authority. Pray not only for their repentance, but also for your own peace. Ask heaven to use even this storm to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more unshakable. Finally, purpose over pain. Every rumor is a distraction. Do not lose focus on the calling that lies before you. Keep building. Keep growing. Keep walking toward what God promised. Because while they waste their breath trying to tear you down, you will be too busy rising. And when the dust settles, the truth will not need defending. It will be undeniable. Archangel Michael leaves you with this: you are not defined by what they say about you. You are defined by what heaven says over you. And heaven says you are chosen, protected, unstoppable, and destined to rise above every whisper that tries to hold you back. Beloved soul, if you are reading these final words, understand this deeply. You were not brought here by accident. Heaven orchestrated this moment because your spirit needed to hear truth. Not the lies of people, not the noise of envy, not the distorted whispers that float through rooms behind your back, but the unshakable, unstoppable, divine truth about who you are and what is coming. Archangel Michael declares this now: you are not a victim of rumor, you are a vessel of revelation. Every word spoken against you has been recorded in heaven's courtroom, and every false tongue will soon fall silent before the weight of God's justice. The same people who gathered to laugh at your supposed fall will one day stand in awe as you rise higher than they could ever reach. They thought they were burying your name, but in reality, they were planting a seed, and that seed is about to break the ground and bloom into something undeniable. This is your benediction. You are shielded. Every plot spoken behind closed doors has already been intercepted by angelic forces. Every trap set for your destruction has already been dismantled. What they meant for harm, heaven is about to repurpose for good. And even now, divine hands are rewriting your story, not as a tale of defeat, but as a testimony of victory. You must walk forward from this moment with your head lifted high. Let the whispers fade behind you. Let the gossip dissolve into nothing. Let their false narratives crumble under the weight of truth. Your assignment is too sacred to be delayed by distraction. Your calling is too significant to be polluted by pettiness. And your destiny is too powerful to be altered by the opinions of people who were never meant to understand it. And so, I, Archangel Michael, speak this blessing over you now. May every false word spoken against you lose its power. May every scheme formed in the dark collapse under divine light. May your name be spoken in rooms you have not yet entered, not as a subject of ridicule, but as a testimony of resilience. May your enemies be silenced by the fruit of your obedience. May the next chapter of your life carry the fragrance of vindication and the weight of unstoppable favor. This is not the end of your story, this is the beginning of your emergence. From this day forward, you walk not as someone targeted by rumor, but as one anointed for influence. And every time they speak of you, heaven will turn their words into fuel for your destiny. Go forward now, with peace in your heart and fire in your spirit. The whisper in the shadows has no authority here. Only the voice of God, the one that calls you chosen, beloved, and victorious, defines your path. And that voice is declaring, it's your time to rise.